What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sideline Banter SB show. It is Friday, March 19th, I believe, and the Chicago Bears have forfeited the 2021 season. I'm your host, Nadeem, along with my co-hosts, Umayr and Jamaal. Catch us at the Sideline Banter show on Instagram. Catch our show on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on our posts. Catch us on Clubhouse, Sideline Banter Club. We'll be hosting some interesting rooms starting next week. But today, we really want to highlight how bad this front office is. Umayr, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, so the Bears got Andy Dalton after trying to get Russell Wilson, and then they tried to get Deshaun Watson, which obviously they couldn't get because they really had no assets and all that. But Russell Wilson was a possibility. Ryan Pace did go inside, go and meet with the manager with the Seahawks. I think we offered around, I would say 3 to 5 picks.
It was 3 picks and 2 players.
Yeah, 3 picks.
3 first-round picks, a third-round pick,
a third-round pick,
players.
2
Right.
players, and two studs.
Starters.
Hakeem Hicks and Cleo Mack, right?
We offered that much?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was we offered.
We went
Kyle
all
Fuller.
in.
So it was like a pretty much a full haul. Like we're giving the whole house to Seahawks, and then obviously that didn't end up happening. And so Plan B was Andy Dalton. I mean, I want to see your guys' reactions.
We're from here. The Plan B. We're at the ground.
I think Plan V or something like that. Like what was your reaction when you saw the news?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was completely shocked because Andy Dalton, it came up that day. That was the first time in all of the offseason that I heard Andy Dalton's name come up in Bears radar. We went through Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch Trubisky was a possibility to re-sign. We might have gone after Derek Carr. We might have gone after Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston. You name the list of quarterbacks that we were going through, and then settling upon Andy Dalton, who doesn't add any playmaking ability. He is an old, washed-up quarterback that is a good backup right now in the league. And the fact that we have Nick Foles and Andy Dalton competing for the starting quarterback job of the Chicago Bears in 2021 is a travesty.
They're not even competing. That's the sad part.
Yeah,
Andy Dalton was
named the starter.
Yeah. So we're giving Nick Foles all this money, and on top of that, we're paying Andy Dalton for this year.
So Ryan Pace has basically come into this job as the Bears general manager, and listen to the quarterbacks that he has acquired. Mike Glennon for 3 years, $45 million. Mitch Trubisky traded 3 draft picks to move up 1 spot in which he could have just gotten him the next pick anyways. Chose him over Deshaun Watson. We all know how that, and Patrick Mahomes. We all know how that ended up. That's setting the franchise back at least 5-10 years as is. Then last season, trading for Nick Foles, a 4th-round pick, and paying Nick Foles $21 million to do what exactly? Did you see the way that he played last year? That is not a $21 million earning quarterback. Jameis Winston had like 1 pass this season, and it was a touchdown, and he did more with that than Nick Foles did with the entire season. And now Andy Dalton for $10 million. It's a cheap contract, but Mitch Trubisky, it shocks me that Mitch Trubisky was the better option. Yeah. I've been a Mitch hater since day one, and they went down.
Josh Allen's backup, baby.
And Mitch Trubisky signed with the Bills for $2.5 million, and we paid Andy Dalton $10 million. I don't.
I'm just shocked because like we had Nick Foles. Like even if we couldn't get Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, just give it to Nick Foles. Just build an offensive line and rebuild. What's the point of adding more money for?
The thing
Andy
is,
Dalton?
dude, our team got worse because we lost Kyle Fuller.
Yeah,
we had to release Kyle Fuller because we were over the cap. Because that same $20 million that we owe him this year, we're paying Nick Foles. BDN is getting that money. And then another $10 million to Andy Dalton.
They're saying Hakeem Hicks is open. They're letting
Hakeem Hicks is requesting a trade. Like, bro, we're just.
I think Ryan Pace and Nagy have accepted that they're not coming back.
Yeah.
Rebuild mode.
They have to rebuild.
Well, rebuild. Like actually do a rebuild. Like what is this?
Yeah.
Like
you release your best, I guess your best corner, maybe your best secondary player. Eddie Jackson's still there. Thank God Eddie Jackson's still there. But who do we have? We pissed off Allen Robinson by franchise tagging him.
Poor guy, dude.
Poor guy.
He had all this hope for Russell Wilson. If he knew Andy Dalton, bro, was coming, I don't know if he would have been.
I mean, no, I don't think he had a choice. Like he if you get franchise tag, you can't like unless
I mean,
he
he could request a trade.
Yeah, he can request a trade, but if I were him, I'd request.
You
a
could
trade.
hold
Yeah,
out.
I'd 100%
too.
request a
You
trade.
could hold out too.
If I were him, I'd request a trade, and if I'm management, knowing I can maybe get like a first or second.
His
round
value's
pick.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that offense, he's the most valuable player on that offense. So I think
Hands
that
down.
he could get something. Maybe
You-
trade him to Baltimore, get some picks, some late round.
Right.
I don't know.
I would
Because they have no sense of direction. There's nothing here that tells me what way the Bears are going to go. It sounds like we
yeah.
went from 8-8 for like 3 years to 2 years to 4-12 next season.
I'm not a little bit too mad now because this gives an excuse to management saying we have to fire Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, which for me personally is what I wanted after the season anyway. Because like if we had gotten Russell Wilson, like it'd be very hard to get rid of Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy. To be honest with you, I just want a complete rebuild. I just want everything to be traded off. I just want a complete clean slate. We can't like what we're doing is that we're getting broken pieces of everything and we're basically putting band-aids on them and we're basically saying, oh, go play. So for example,
And the blood's still going through.
exactly. So like when you, for example, like when you tear your ACL or when you get an injury, right? The doctors tell you they tell you to rest because if you play on the injury, you're gonna just over time is gonna be worse. What we did basically is that Ryan Pace chose Trubisky and we basically hurt the franchise. And he kept putting a Band-Aid on it, and he was like, keep going, and over time, he just got worse and worse and worse. And Ryan Pace has come to the point where that injury has completely, like, dismantled itself, and it's just isn't complete chaos. I just want to restart. I don't, like, for
but
me,
it's
it's just
not
like,
even an accident. It's all self-inflicted wounds.
right. And so
Like, it's all the bad moves.
and
that he's
management
made.
doesn't understand that, which pisses me
Yeah,
off
but,
even more.
management's been there for 20. Ted Phillips has been the president of the football operations for
Like,
20 years and hasn't done
What
anything
goes on
good.
your mind to be like, yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. Like we're like, what in your mind? Like going to one playoff, like our best quarterback was Jay Cutler, bro. Like what essence in your mind do you think like, yeah, we're doing a pretty damn good job and like we haven't beaten the Packers since 2000 what? I can't even remember the year.
Umayr rants.
No,
Keep
2018.
going.
Dude, that's 2 years ago. Like that's
3
so-
years
that's
ago.
not that-
3 years ago.
That's not the argument you want to make.
I know, but
the argument
dude,
is
it's pissing me
we
off.
haven't
Like-
ever had in my lifetime, and at least let's see,
I think my
95 to the
grandparents'
60s, 50s. So probably 40 years before my lifetime, and since my lifetime, it's been 25 years. So like 65 years of just not having a franchise quarterback. Imagine that. Sid Luckman was the only franchise quarterback the Bears had, and that was
Who?
54.
Who?
Sid Luckman.
Who?
Back in the days when they used to have leather helmets and like one bar covering their face. It's terrible. It's really bad in Chicago right now. Like there's, what do we have? The
I
Cubs
will
aren't
lose
spending
trust.
money.
If I'm a
The
player, I'm losing
Bears
trust.
suck. That's why everyone wants to leave. Like why wouldn't you want to leave if you're a player? Like what are you playing for next year? Andy Dalton? Really? I really thought maybe they were going to get Mariota or something. Even Mariota, I would have been like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, okay, we couldn't get Russ, we couldn't get the best, but we can get somebody that can shine, has a high ceiling. At least Mariota has a high ceiling. Of course, he has a low floor, but he has a high ceiling. And in this case, we got a quarterback with the lowest ceiling probably in all of free agency. Like the football team got Ryan Fitzpatrick. I would have been so much happier with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He would have been a perfect bridge quarterback.
Exactly.
To be able to get another quarterback in the future. I think
and now watch them make a stupid move and get like Kyle Trask or a Mac Jones or a Kellen
we're
Mond
gonna
in the
trade
draft.
up. They're
We have to get a
desperate.
quarterback in the draft now.
They're going to move up. They're literally going to move up
but
because they're
now
desperate. They're desperate.
They need a cornerback because they don't have a number one cornerback anymore
Kyle
because
Fuller's
they
gone.
got rid of Kyle Fuller, which makes no sense. Which makes no sense. Let me pull this up real quick. I read a tweet. I couldn't believe it. I'm at a loss for words. It made no sense to release Kyle Fuller due to the fact that he's
Over
gone to
cap.
the Pro Bowl twice, and you let him go by getting nothing out of it. Like, why not trade him? Trade him for something, a second round, third round pick. Trade him for something, get some asset or some value out of it. Now you just let him go, and there's nothing.
I'm sick and tired.
Like, what have they got in this offseason?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
There's
I mean, I guess the only good thing that came out of it is that freaking Payton signed Andy Dalton to a long-term deal. at least we all know it's a 1 year and out. and I guess we'll try again.
Rough
we'll try again next year.
You thought 2020 was bad. It's
we
gonna
just
be
threw
a
away the season.
Rough 21.
We for sure threw away the season. So
elsewhere around the league, let's relax, let's breathe,
regain
our composure. All right, elsewhere around the league, this free agency period. So there was a free agency tampering period that started on Monday that went on for 2 days, and the actual free agency period started on Wednesday around like 3 p.m. Central. And weirdly enough, the free agency tampering period is so much more entertaining because the Patriots went all in. Bill Belichick is back.
Finally spending the damn money that they
went crazy. They acquired tight end Jonnu Smith, who is a good tight end. I want to say elite, but he's a good tight end. He's young. And Hunter Henry, who's been a very reliable tight end for many years, especially for Phillip Rivers. Then, so they bolstered both their tight ends. Those are the top 2 tight ends that were on the free agency market, and they picked up both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run back the Gronk and Hernandez double tight end set.
Which is elite.
Was elite. So we'll see if Jonnu Smith can play that Aaron Hernandez role because he's the more athletic, the more you can put him in the backfield. He's more versatile. Then they signed Nelson Aguilar to 2-year, $22 million. And who was decent this year, especially for a revitalization, because I don't know if you remember this.
He was
Philly
the drop
fans,
king in Philly, bro.
Yep.
And Philly fans hate him. I don't know if you remember that meme. It was like, Aguilar? Aguilar?
That one play where he was like jogging and he could have had like a post touchdown. Yeah.
And they also signed Kendrick Bourne, who played in San Fran, who's a reliable, decent wide receiver.
He's like a David Moore type.
Yeah.
WR3.
And he's improved, and those are good pieces to have, but the tight end set is elite.
The thing that's crazy, bro, is that anything that they got through any of these like receivers, tight ends, is an upgrade on what they had. Like Kendrick Bourne would have been their number 1 receiver if they didn't have anyone else, because it definitely ain't Demir Bird, and N'Keal Harry is like nowhere to be found.
I think Belichick realized like he was not doing good in the draft, and he this was like his time. Like, I think I have to just accept. Yeah, I think I have to accept I'm not that good in the draft. Let me just go out and grab some people, because I feel like they're going all in.
Rumblings and Page. Oh yeah, we actually didn't even get to the defense. So on defense, that was just the offense.
Yeah.
On the defensive side of the ball, they signed stud defensive end Matt Judon, who's been a Ravens legend,
they
basically.
Deal too.
They got nose tackle Devon Godchow from Miami and Henry Anderson, who's decent. But the Judon thing is huge. Judon is an elite pass rusher.
Right.
So having him there, getting Dante Hightower back, Patrick Chung just retired, so they still have Gilmore, and they still have all these other opt-outs that they have coming back. Their defense is really set to be in prime position to win them games. Not even just win games, win them games. And I gotta give credit to Bill Belichick for winning 7 games this season.
Yeah.
No, for winning 7 games
this last season.
Because these deals coming in, that just tells you how
they didn't
have, how many players they didn't have, or just the amount of talent that they just didn't have on that defensive side of the ball. And even on the offensive side of the ball, because Cam Newton had Demir Bird, Jacoby Myers, who's probably a better passer of the football than a catcher. N'Keal Harry, who's the biggest wide receiver bust in his draft class. He had like Ryan Izzo and Matt Lacoste, who are no-name tight ends.
Don't know who that is, but yeah.
Sony Michel was hurt all year. Damian Harris was hurt all year. Rex Burkhead was hurt all year. So they were just like
Julian Edelman, bro.
Julian Edelman
was hurt all year.
Hurt his knee, so he didn't even play. I'm hearing a lot of rumblings this week in Pat's camp that they are going to trade up for a Justin Fields is what they're targeting.
What?
But if they trade up,
they're going for it all, man.
If they go and get like a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields to learn under Cam Newton for a year, they will be so dangerous for the next 5 to 10 years because they have built a roster right now. The only problem with their roster is their quarterback right now because Cam Newton's not as reliable to win games and be a playoff contender.
Now that he has receivers, it's like a no excuse type of year for him.
The way they set up their offense,
I think he's done.
He's not done, but the way they set up
last year, there were excuses. COVID, no off season, no receivers, no defense, and still winning 7 games.
I mean, even with competitive.
Yeah, they were still competitive against good teams.
Even with that, but they weren't winning because of Cam. Cam was just filling the role.
First 2 weeks, he was throwing 400 yards, 300 yards. He was going crazy.
Right, but let's say Cam is to ball out this next year. They're not going to re-sign him. They're still gonna, if they draft a quarterback, they want that quarterback.
If they draft a quarterback.
Yeah. They will draft
assuming they jump up, they draft a quarterback.
Even if they stay at 15, they're going to get Mac Jones because now that's the only position that they have in need. And you're not going to draft a safety at 15.
I mean, the way they set up their offense, it looks like it's for Cam Newton to succeed because they have 2 tight ends. They're playing inside out. So Cam Newton's not really...
He doesn't have to throw the ball down the field,
he
pretty much.
It's short passes. He can run the ball.
But they have field stretchers like
Options.
Nelson Aguilar is a field stretcher. You saw what he did in Oakland or Las Vegas this last year, and he really played very well.
Yeah,
he balled out. He balled out.
But
Kendrick Bourne is also a good possession receiver, so having him there, I assume that they're going to draft one of those smaller type receivers in the draft. Like an Elijah Moore or maybe like a Amon-Ra St. Brown, maybe something of that nature, just to get that possession, fill that Julian Edelman slot role. Because maybe even a Jalen Waddle, I could see them drafting.
Is Edelman out?
Edelman's, I mean, he's coming back.
He's coming back, right? So they still have Edelman.
But he's not the same.
I mean,
he's not the same, but he's still a solid WR2, like a slot receiver.
He's
like a Cole Beasley. He's like a Cole Beasley.
No, I would take Cole Beasley over Edelman.
Really?
Yeah, because that knee injury, especially this late in the game, especially this late into his career, this probably can really set back a team or a player like that.
No, but I think that division has gone a lot way better because the Bills,
my God,
Bills got Emmanuel Sanders, Dolphins got Will Fuller, I think what was it? The Jets, they got Corey Davis, and I think he's a game changer. What's his name again? Let's see.
Carl Lawson?
Yeah, Carl Lawson.
Carl Lawson is probably the best pass rusher in the free agency class.
Yeah.
The Jets pick him up on a 3-year, $45 million. That's a great deal for them.
Yeah. Like, I don't think the Jets will increase. They still have a rebuilding process to do, but it's going to be I think the Bills are going to be on top, but for the second and third.
Between Dolphins and Patriots, I don't know. I don't know.
Patriots, very competitive division now.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Look, Will Fuller is just one step in the right direction to surround Tua with talent right now already.
And they're going to get Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith.
If they get one of those guys at 3 and they don't end up trading down, that is a roster. They got Gesicki, Jamar Chase, and Will Fuller. They have a decent
and they already have Devontae Parker.
Yeah.
So Devontae Parker's
still there. So right now they have
that
a decent
offense.
squad.
It comes down to Tua.
That
pretty much comes down to Tua.
And the running game, because they don't really have any elite running backs. Did they sign a running back?
They have Myles Gaskin, don't they?
Yeah, but Gaskin's not like elite. But I'm talking about.
And I know Kenyon Drake went to.
Let's talk about that, dude.
So Kenyon Drake went to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake in that backfield.
I don't know what
really
the Raiders
takes away fantasy-wise from Josh Jacobs completely.
Fantasy-wise, but...
Like, fantasy-wise, Josh Jacobs is untouchable at this point, I believe, because even last year he struggled. But right now, when you're bringing in basically like an RB1 into the system, I don't understand that.
I think it's kind of like a Chubb Kareem Hunt type thing that they're trying to do.
So one of the underrated moves that we really haven't seen much focus on is that the Raiders actually traded their lineman Trent Brown to the Patriots. So the Patriots now have bolstered their entire roster.
Yeah.
Right.
But the Raiders have traded away a lot of their pieces, and the only one that they signed, they traded away Gabe Jackson, they traded away Trent Brown, and they signed Richie Incognito, who's like 34 or something like that. So he's basically done. And they haven't done anything to kind of secure that backfield other than, amass a couple picks here and there. So a lot of Raiders fans that I've talked to recently also just were baffled because I was in a clubhouse room with this Raiders fan, and he was baffled when that news came out because a running back is not what the Raiders need right now. Just not. It's like the Bears bringing in another running back.
Yeah.
Like when you have David Montgomery there.
They need O-line.
I feel like a huge O-line pickup was for the Chiefs. They got Joe Tunney.
Dude, they regained. After our last episode, they were like, they threw everything away.
They basically heard me say that this might be the fall of the Chiefs dynasty, and they're like, yeah, about that.
Sign.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they got Mike Remmers. Yeah. They got Joe Tooney. Did they get into somebody else too?
For me, I thought they got Kyle Long and Joe Tooney.
And they got Kyle Long.
Kyle Long came out of retirement, and he was playing for the
Which
Chiefs.
I'm surprised because I thought he was going to go to the Raiders, but he didn't.
Yeah. I thought he was going to go to his dad's old team to kind of like.
You know what the biggest surprise for me was? Jamaal Williams went to the Lions.
This is decent. No, the biggest surprise for me is that the Packers
signed
Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I knew, but I was like, that's Aaron Rodgers' guy. The Packers are not going to let him go.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Because A.J. Dillon's a stud and Jamaal Williams is a stud.
Why draft A.J. Dillon? That move completely makes their first 2 picks like stupid draft.
For them,
because
it's like
traded to get Jordan Love. Then you draft A.J. Dillon when you had Denzel Mims, Chase Claypool, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman.
And this man needed receivers too.
And we saw this year that, surround Aaron Rodgers with help. Otherwise, he's not going to get anywhere past what he did the year before.
To be honest, they missed on every draft pick last year, so let's not forget that. They got a quarterback in the first round, and they got a running back.
Yeah.
So they literally made no improvement.
And they got an offensive lineman who was terrible when he played. This is a close game.
What are we watching right now?
So right now we're watching Ohio State and Oral Roberts. This is the first round of the NCAA tournament. We'll get into that after we finish off free agency.
Something for you, what I thought you would really, really like was the Cardinals got AJ Green.
Not only did the Cardinals get AJ Green, they got that offensive lineman they traded for. Who's the offensive lineman they traded for? They traded for a really good offensive lineman.
Also, didn't the 49ers get they paid
Rodney Hudson? They traded.
Yeah.
That's another guy that they traded from the Raiders. They got rid of their three-time Pro Bowl center. Rodney Hudson's going to Arizona. Funny enough.
I wonder if you happen to wear that.
Shocker.
So Arizona, they got now Larry Fitz and AJ Green. They lost Pat Peterson. Pat Peterson signed with the Vikings, so that's interesting. A veteran corner going to Minnesota. He grew up in Minnesota, so he's going home. It's interesting to see. I thought Larry Fitz would also want to go to Minnesota because, again, his hometown. That's where he
I think he's considering retirement.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a Cardinal for life type thing.
Yeah, but bolstering that offensive line is exactly what Arizona needs, especially with getting J.J. Watt, and now they have Chandler Jones, and they have Budda Baker, and they have Byron Murphy. They are scary.
They're scary.
They're going to be fun to watch. The other big news was today Juju Smith staying with Pittsburgh.
The Steelers.
I thought that was a little bit of a surprise because I thought he was on his way out for sure. Also, looking at the offers he got,
he turned them down.
He turned down 2 offers from KC for more money and Baltimore.
You're gonna see.
My thing is he would be a wide receiver 1 in Baltimore, hands down.
And he'd be playing with the best quarterback to play right now in KC.
Yeah, in KC. So why stay? Especially with their
fans.
But even then, you don't do that in the NFL.
I mean, you're going from division to division, and also a lot of receivers this year are going to take less, in my opinion, because of the new deal that's coming out next year. So they'd rather do the 1-year deal and say, "Yo, let me go get paid next year." So I think he's just gonna see let's run it back and then see what's going on from there. Because a lot of receivers are getting 1-year, 2-year deals.
Speaking of running it back.
Here, hold up. No, so Juju's also one of those players where he has a big career outside of football and YouTube and media, and a lot of his fan base is Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So it helps his other businesses grow if he stays in Pittsburgh. So he can make that money back. The money really isn't an issue for him. It's his personal brand.
Speaking of running it back, the Bucs are basically keeping their entire roster.
Yeah, I don't know how.
They tagged Chris Godwin. They brought back Levante David. They re-signed Shaquille Barrett. They gave him $72 million over 4 years, which is a crazy contract. They re-signed Ryan Suckup to a 3-year, $12 million deal. They re-signed Rob Gronkowski to a 1-year, $10 million deal. I don't know how they're still talking to Antonio Brown and Ndamukong Suh and Leonard Fournette to try to keep that.
Is Mike Evans locked up?
Yeah,
he's locked up. Okay.
And then also they extended Tom Brady through 2022. We talked about that last week. So it's going to be very interesting because they really just want their roster and their group of guys to run it back, which is fun. And then lastly, the Washington football team, they signed very good pieces. They signed Ryan Fitzpatrick, who fills that bridge quarterback role. They'll have to draft a quarterback to kind of learn under the ropes of Ryan Fitzpatrick. And they also signed, and this is very under the radar, Curtis Samuel. A great signing to go along with Terry McLaurin. Those are probably the fastest running back duo. The wide receiver duo in the league right now.
Terry's going to be 1 or 2 either.
1.
Oh, Terry's for sure the one. Curtis Samuel's like a RB/receiver. In Carolina, they were using him in the backfield. They were putting him everywhere. He was all right. Yeah. I think he was all right.
I thought another good signing was Leonard Floyd from the Rams. Too much money, but still, that defense is scary.
Wonder where you came from.
They're trying to also keep their defense together. So a lot of teams trying to keep it in the family, basically.
But they lost a lot of the safeties to the Browns, right?
Yeah. John Johnson signed with the Browns. That's a huge move for the Browns.
Yeah,
and
Browns
Troy Hill, their corner, also signed with the Browns.
Yeah.
That is huge for the Browns because last year, I don't know if you remember, they were getting to their defensive suck. They were getting torched.
Right.
Sendejo is probably the worst safety in the league. And the Browns just bolstered their defense by signing a Pro Bowl caliber safety in John Johnson, one of the best safeties in the league, to go along with Grant Delpit, who's coming back from injury, that LSU boy, from the Joe Burrow team. I don't know if you guys remember, but he was the best safety in college football that year. And I wanted him to get drafted by the Bears, but we didn't because Eddie Jackson and Grant Delpit together would have been a great combo. But instead we got Cole Kmet because we had 9 tight ends and that wasn't enough, so we drafted him. And yeah, so basically the moral of this story is that all NFL teams are really trying to better themselves, except for the Chicago Bears.
I think the Super Bowl odds for the Bears went down.
They did. They literally did.
They're gonna be a worse team this season than they were last year.
Yeah, 100%.
Usually,
yeah, 100%.
usually for when free agency happens, you try to make your team better.
Yeah, and
they
instead they made it worse.
So
they cut Kyle Fuller and they brought in Andy Dalton.
The Bears management.
What it was,
Bears management spoke to him, they'd be like, "That was an amazing job, bro."
I wonder if do you think they're high fiving each other after they make these deals? Like,
they probably are.
Andy Dalton.
Bro, I wish we could have kept Fuller and we could have started Foles because we're already paying Foles. I mean, you were throwing away this year already. Just start Foles, don't sign Dalton, and keep Fuller.
Yeah.
Like, we could have easily done that. But no, Andy Dalton's apparently an upgrade over Foles by
I think it was Nagy.
0.01.
I think Nagy knew, like, I'm not going to be able to keep my job if I keep Foles. Let me just try with Andy Dalton or something like that.
Or just re-sign Trubisky for $2 million, bro. Do something,
no,
right?
There was
14.
something.
How much are they paying him? $14 million or something?
No, there was no way. Nagy,
incentives leading up to
13. Dude, Nagy
Yeah.
did not want to coach Trubisky. Like, there were so many. Like, even Mike Wilbon was saying that he was texting like ex-players of the Bears or Chiefs.
Oh, breaking news! The Bears just signed Desmond Trufant from the Lions.
Alright.
To basically fill the Kyle Fuller void, which that won't do because Desmond Trufant is like a veteran in the league and he's never been elite. But that's what they're gonna tell you. He's 30 years old.
Have fun. Anyway, for me, I think Nagy does not want to coach Trubisky. That's the number one thing. Like, even ex-players have told Mike Wilbon. I was watching like a report that he knew like he was not a good quarterback, and for that transition from Trubisky to now has been awful by even in his standards. Like, you're trading for Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, whatever. I just don't understand. Like, why don't you just get a good bridge quarterback? Keep the team together. You have a great defense.
Or Winston, something like that.
Yeah, Mariota.
Or Mariota,
I would love
like, throw somebody in there, and even if they suck, give them a chance to be good. Like
someone that has a higher ceiling.
I personally think the Bears should have gone Fitzmagic. That would have been the perfect bridge quarterback
for us to draft a quarterback next year or something. Right?
And the thing is, even like we were talking about this earlier with in a group chat. It was like, would you rather have Derrick Rose not get hurt in 2012, or would you rather draft Patrick Mahomes, or would you rather draft or would you rather have Mitch Trubisky be good or something like that? For me, I don't trust this Bears management and the coaching staff to develop a quarterback. I haven't seen any reason to.
That makes sense.
25 years.
You know what's going to be
so
worse,
for me,
though?
like, I would rather have a known commodity than like draft a Trey Lance.
But you know what's worse? Because if we move up to pick a quarterback and then Nagy and Pace get fired and we bring a new general manager and head coach,
that's gonna mess up that.
That's gonna mess up the new head
even
coach.
more.
What if that's not their guy? Then we waste another 5 years, and then we have to go pick another pick, and then we're gonna like it ruins this whole like that's what happened to Jets. Like, they're fighting over Sam Darnold right now. Like they got a new head coach, new GM. GM's like, oh, I didn't choose Sam Darnold. Why should I? So there's rumors that they're gonna go get a new quarterback, and it's just a whole mess.
Yeah. I would have been content with Sam Darnold in Chicago.
Definitely. Yeah. To wrap this up real quick on a lighter note, it's pretty funny. So after the Rams traded for Matt Stafford, their defensive tackle Michael Brockers was heard saying that, oh yeah, we got a huge upgrade in Matt Stafford. He's a better player. Like, that was a position that we need. He's a better guy. He like fits our system better.
Damn. See ya, God.
This week, Michael Brockers gets traded to the Lions for a 7th round pick.
Wait, to where?
To the Lions.
Who's the quarterback of the Lions?
Jerry Goff.
Oh shit.
So we'll see how that goes down, because that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so NFL free agency is very lively. Draft season is finally upon us. Pro days are happening. Justin Fields ran a 4.3 in his 40 times. So
for a quarterback, that's crazy.
That's
bro.
huge.
Yeah.
Trey Lance looked great in his pro day, but again, pro days you're just basically throwing to wide open receivers. So we're going to jump right into the thing everything's talking about. March Madness is upon us. The season's tournament has finally come after a year hiatus. And right now we are tuning into the Ohio State and Oral Roberts game, 64-62 with the minute 07
Before this podcast ends, we'll know who wins this game. That's gonna mess up a lot of people's brackets.
So we're gonna give you like a live. We'll do like a live watch once they get this time out.
Yeah.
So we'll just go over our. Oh, thank you everybody for submitting your bracket picks. We have about 25 picks in the tournament on our page. So thank you for everyone who submitted it. And again, the winner will receive $100. So it'll be fun to see how that goes. Let's just go around the room and talk about our final 4 picks. Let's start with Umayr.
So this year is kind of weird because there's no fans and there's like a lot of number 1 seeds that kind of like a lot of big teams are not in it, like Kentucky and Duke. So I think, in my opinion, like so the way I do it is kind of weird. I do it based off analytics, the way I choose, because it's like unpredictable to do to choose like teams. But this year is the first year I ever did 4 teams number 1s, which I don't expect happening, but the numbers say the numbers are saying this, so I just chose them: Gonzaga, Michigan, Baylor, and Illinois. The team that's probably not gonna be in there, in my opinion, is Michigan or Baylor, if I had to choose. But that's my final 4 personally, and then I have Gonzaga winning it all.
Damn.
Yeah. So I feel like
Zags.
Zags, dude, they're good.
Did they win the Final Four yet? They lost, right?
They haven't won in I don't remember the last time they won.
They've always been.
They've always been in.
They've always been like an underdog coming in.
But bro, this year they're good.
No, they've been lately. They've been
lately. But I'm saying before they always used to be the upset team. They always used to upset some dope ass teams.
No, but this year they're good.
Yeah.
If you see like
they're undefeated, bro.
They're like 15-0, 26-0. They're scoring 92 points per game and are only allowing 69 points per game. That's one of the best.
I never trust the Zags.
That spread is insane.
I never trust the Zags.
Yeah.
They've never won it. They've always had like a 1 seed. They've never won it.
I think
Jamal,
this is their year. This might be their year, so I don't know.
So I got Gonzaga, and then
really to win?
No.
Oh,
in my finals. I got Illinois winning.
No, who are your final 4?
So final 4: Gonzaga, Illinois, Ohio State, and then Michigan. And we're watching Ohio State right now. It's my final 4 picks.
35 seconds left. 62-64.
They're down. Yeah, they're up 2 with 35 seconds left.
The thing about Ohio State is that they always tweak.
That's the thing.
Always tweak. I've been.
They have the most potential though.
Yeah, they have.
You know what's funny about this whole bracket this year? You look at all these teams, right? And there's no Duke, there's no Kentucky's, and it's all football schools.
Yeah, it is.
Alabama, LSU,
yeah.
Oregon, Oklahoma, Missouri, Virginia Tech, Florida, Texas Tech.
That Virginia
Ohio
Tech game,
State.
bro. I don't know if you guys watched it.
That was crazy. It went to overtime. That was
Yeah.
lit. I had Virginia Tech, so I lost. But
There goes
my
your
final 4 is Illinois. I have them winning it all. That's a very much of a homer pick. Baylor, Michigan. Did you have Baylor and Michigan too? No, you had Ohio State and Michigan, right?
I had Baylor and Michigan.
And I actually have Creighton pulling off an upset of the Gonzaga in the round of 16, and then Creighton beating Kansas.
You don't even think Gonzaga's gonna make the final 4?
No, they've only made it to the Final
Damn.
4, let's see, once, and that was in 2017. And they've made it to the Elite 8 in 2015, 17, and 19.
I have Creighton losing to Virginia, actually. Because Virginia plays a very slow type basketball.
Oh, I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know anything
Yeah, I don't know
about
about
Virginia.
outside of 16, bro. I was going by only seeds.
Virginia. The only thing I know about Creighton is when I applied there for undergrad, they gave me like a really nice.
This
those,
dude,
like,
bro.
Folder thingies.
Because I went to a Virginia versus a Purdue game last year, and the way I've watched like the Carson Edwards dropping like 8 3-pointers and.
What happened to Carson Edwards?
He plays for the Celtics. He's a backup.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, backup point guard.
Damn, he was one of those like NCAA legends, right?
Yeah. He like the way the Virginia plays his basketball is very, very slow. Like they don't play fast breaks. It's really interesting. They don't believe their style is slow down the ball. We're gonna play half court system, and they're
should we do a play-by-play of this?
Dude, okay, so there's 30
Okay.
seconds left, yo.
Oral Roberts has the ball. They just had a Ohio State missed free throw. See, driving up the
game.
court, driving, passing it back. He's got no. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Backing him down. I can't even see the numbers or the names. He's going in.
He got fouled. Yo, this would be his 2 clutchest free throws of this man's career, bro.
Man's career hasn't even got. Who is this guy?
I don't know, dude, but let's see. That was a terrible shot selection, though, dude. To be honest.
It slipped out of his hand.
Yeah.
Jeez, why does it take so long?
So Loyola's up 30-23 at half right now against Georgia Tech. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Loyola, Illinois.
Loyola versus U of I.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the
That's gonna be a
hype
good
Chicago
Yikes.
matchup.
Well, Tony Busby said his law firm is now representing 12 women and have talked to 10 additional women about potential cases
What do you guys think about
against
this?
Deshaun Watson.
I mean, until the evidence comes out, I can't. Like,
Oh, he made the first free throw. Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, until that, I completely thought that it was all fake and that he was
But
innocent.
12.
But now it's a
If they all
lot.
have the
No,
same-
22.
Or 22.
That's a lot.
That's insane.
That's a lot. It's hard to make up. Yikes.
I mean, at least Houston might have to like finally part ways with Deshaun, and then
Yeah, that could.
and
could
then
be a good
maybe
thing.
another team if they're willing to take on the.
I'm not gonna say anything about Deshaun Watson because that could get canceled.
Yeah, true. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll wait for the evidence.
Whatever
to
the
come out.
evidence says, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what comes out of it because NFL launched an investigation yesterday. While we wait for this timeout, it's coming back, it seems. Real quick, just wanted to go over the Champions League draw for all our soccer fans. So basically what happened today or this week is that the Champions League finished their round of 16 rounds, so now it's the quarterfinals. And the quarterfinals are set. It's going to be Man City versus Dortmund, Porto versus Chelsea, Real Madrid versus Liverpool, and the main attraction is the defending champs Bayern Munich versus Neymar, Mbappe, and Paris Saint-Germain.
Mbappe.
So that's a sick Final Four because all those games are like must watch. So I cannot wait. Not Final Four, Final 8, because all those games are must watch. So we'll see what Liverpool does against Real Madrid because those are two heavyweights going at it. But number 0,
Oral Roberts.
number 0 is back at the line. ORU. Where is Oral Roberts?
I don't want to. I don't
I
even
don't
know,
know.
to be honest.
Let's
see
do
this.
some mid-show.
He's wearing Kobe, so he
Research.
better make this.
Oh, it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's where
He
I'm
made
born.
it. Tie game.
What's he doing?
They're from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yo, what are you doing?
Who was inbounding it? Is that freaking delay a game?
Delay a game.
I don't know what's going on.
Damn, Oral Roberts is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, I'm an Oral Roberts fan. If I had seen that, I
This
would have
guy.
It's good. All right.
All right, here it is.
10 seconds.
8,
7,
6,
6. Wait, you're too
5,
fast. 5,
4,
4,
3,
for
2.
the win!
I thought it was gonna go in, too.
We got overtime.
That looked like it was gonna go in too.
We have overtime. Oral Roberts out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Well, y'all will know after this pie. I mean, you guys will know
hometown.
by the time this is out, bro. So whatever happens, happens.
Bro, I don't understand how Ohio State does this every year. They always do good in the regular season, when the March Madness comes, they just tweak.
I thought he was gonna hit that. He was just a little short, man.
That's a clean shot.
Yeah.
That's a clean shot.
Should
This
we
is
keep
a
going,
little
or
short.
should we do the play-by-play for this?
We're at 37 minutes. I don't know if we could do the whole overtime, but
All right.
we'll let them know at the end, or they'll know. They'll know.
They'll know how. it
By the
goes.
time this comes out, they'll know.
We're actually looking really forward to Sunday's matchup. If Loyola wins, it's going to be Illinois versus Loyola. That'll be really fun.
That'll be
That's
fun.
like Chicago.
Currently, our top 5 in our bracket, Jamal's number 1. And then Muhammad's awesome bracket. I'm not sure what that is, but he's number 2. Nabia's number 3. Safia's number 4. And Harun's number 5.
There you go.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, no. Everyone's tied for number 3.
Yeah.
It's just me and Muhammad tied for first, right?
Yeah.
Who is this?
I don't know. Who is it?
Muhammad's awesome bracket. Not sure.
Is
But
it
he has
Villanova?
Villanova winning.
Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. All right, all good. We're in good shape as long as OSU could pull out this dub.
I think everyone picked. Did anyone pick Oral Roberts?
No.
They should.
Dude, imagine if we imagine the parlay on that, bro.
On Oral Roberts?
Yeah.
Like
Like 2 other upsets.
Oh, my boy Ghazal. He's
Oh,
number 2.
Ghazal?
Yeah.
Mo
did it?
Gizzle. Mo Gizzle. All right, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, so that's our show for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. That is basically a complete wrap of free agency in the NFL. But next week we'll have a lot more to talk about this because we're going to have a week full of basketball, which will be fun to watch, especially Loyola and Illinois if Loyola makes it on Sunday. So we'll get you all of that next week. We'll also go over more NBA content. There wasn't really much this week, but we'll have hopefully some trades in the NFL or something like that because since free agency hit, it's been pretty quiet. Like the free agency tampering period was a lot more wild. But yeah, make sure to find us on Instagram and YouTube at Sideline Banter Show on Instagram. And then I'm Nadeem N22 on Instagram. You guys want to plug yourselves?
Jamal TV
and Umayr 1.
and Umayr.
We'll see you guys next week. be sure to listen to the podcast and check out Clubhouse. Monday, Clubhouse, we're going to do a room. It'll be like this fun interactive trivia game. So make sure that you tune in for that. Thank you guys so much for signing off for this week, and we'll see you next week. Love you guys.
Peace.
Wait, is the Champions League, those matches you just talked about, are they going to be done by the time we record next week?
No. They're in April.
All right. Well, cool. That's all I had. Bye.